COVID immunity at 26%.
Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Now today, we're going to return to one of my childhood favorite authors, Beatrix Potter, who's best known for writing such beloved animal stories like Peter Rabbit, Tom Kitten, Jemima Puddle Duck, Pigling Bland, and many others. By the way, the last times I mentioned Beatrix was during my blogs of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and the 2018 Peter Rabbit movie, which should be getting a sequel later this year. However, today's episode will not be about any of Beatrix's characters or stories, because you may also remember that during my Peter Rabbit blog, I mentioned that a long time ago, during my elementary age, I did a book report about Beatrix Potter. And next thing I knew, during the mid-2000s, during my high school age, director Chris Noonan made a biography movie based on Beatrix Potter's life. And that's the movie that I'm going to be blogging today. So, released in the United States on March 9th, 2007, the movie is Miss Potter. Now, taking place during the early 20th century, as a young woman, Beatrix Potter rails against her snobbish parents' wishes for her to marry and settle down. Instead, she continues to write about and draw the animals that she has adored since childhood. Her early attempts to find a publisher for her children's stories were a bit unsuccessful, but an offer from a small firm will turn her work into a literary phenomenon. So, what are my personal thoughts about this movie? Well, not only was this film emotional, but it also gave me childhood nostalgia, and I loved it. But to further explain why, let's move on to Mustang notes. The film was director Chris Noonan's first movie in 10 years since he made Babe, having waited for many years until he finally found a script that inspired him. Speaking of which, the movie's script was written by Richard Mulby Jr., who won a Christopher Award for Best Screenplay. The film used animated versions of Beatrix Potter's characters and illustrations, which were composited into the live-action shots. According to Chris Knott, who had previously worked on Who Framed Roger Rabbit, they were given access to collections of Potter's original work to help them recreate it for animations. Noonan said that it was hard to find anyone who still did cell animation, but did end up finding such a person in Alison Hamilton, who already had a great deal of appreciation for Potter's work. Costumes for the movie were designed by Academy Award winner Anthony Powell, who worked on the costumes for Hook and 2 of the Indiana Jones movies. And the score for the film was composed by Nigel Westlake, who had previously worked with Noonan on Babe, although Rachel Portman was brought in to record some of the music for the Lake District scenes. Westlake was asked by Noonan during the filming to come up with a waltz-like tune for some of their lyrics, and with the collaboration of Mike Batt and Katie Mula, this same song was also turned into a pop song used in the end credits of the movie. Now, in my eyes, the film's story brings back a lot of childhood memories, especially the parts involving Beatrix Potter's illustrations. Plus, there are a few scenes that bring me happy tears, like when Beatrix publishes her very first book, Peter Rabbit, while narrating it at the same time. Also, I like the scenes focusing on Beatrix's childhood. One of the scenes being the inspiration for her Tom Kitten book, and I like the Christmas party scene, which I think might have been the inspiration for her Taylor of Gloucester story. Plus, I absolutely love the cinematography and scenery in not only London, but also the Lake District. And that's basically all I got for Mustang notes, so let's move on to the cast. Beatrix Potter is played by Renee Zellweger, best known from the 2002 film adaptation of Chicago, along with DreamWorks' Shark Tale and B-Movie, and she played Judy Garland in Judy. To me, Renee Zellweger does a marvelous job. Not only does her acting give Miss Potter such a warm personality, but it kind of feels reminiscent to Neve Cusack, who played Beatrix in The World of Peter Rabbit and Friends during the early 90s. Plus, I like that Beatrix loved animals and nature ever since her childhood, and she had a wonderful passion for storytelling and art. Also, like most authors, she treated her characters like family and friends. Next we come to Norman Warren, played by Ewan McGregor, who got to be in Blue Sky's Robots, Valiant, Beauty and the Beast 2017, Christopher Robin, Birds of Prey, and Star Wars Episodes 1 through 3. And I hear he'll be reprising his role in the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi show next year. Anyway, in my eyes, Norman is such a distinguished gentleman, and I think he and Beatrix made a great team while publishing her stories. Also, I liked when Norman taught Beatrix how to dance during the Christmas scene. However, even after reading about it as a child, I felt really sad when Norman died from pernicious anemia. Next is Norman's sister, Millie, played by Emily Watson, whom has been in Tim Burton's Corpse Bride, War Horse, The Water Horse, Legend of the Deep, Monster Family, and Molly Moon in The Incredible Book of Hypnotism. To me, I think Millie makes a great BFF and sister figure for Beatrix, and I like that Millie accepted hers and Norman's relationship, and she advises her to say yes to Norman's proposal. Also, I like the scene where Millie tries to make Beatrix feel better while she was mourning over Norman's death. Next we come to Beatrix's parents, Helen and Rupert Potter, played by Barbara Flynn and Bill Patterson. Now, I have mixed feelings for these characters. While Helen is a more traditional, aristocratic, first-class lady who wants her daughter to be married to a man of the same class, and she doesn't seem to acknowledge Beatrix's succession as a children's author, Rupert is a bit more understanding, reasonable, and supportive. Finally, we come to William Heelis, played by Lloyd Owen. Now, Heelis is a man who's known Beatrix ever since he was a boy, and as an adult, he sells Beatrix the Hilltop Farm, where Beatrix would resume her work. Plus, I think it's nice that William shows Beatrix around the area, since he's grown up around there. And now let's move on to my final words. Overall, Miss Potter is such a magnificent biography movie with a nostalgic and emotional story, gorgeous and breathtaking cinematography and scenery, amazing acting, and beautiful music. Plus, I like how the movie uses hand-drawn animation for Beatrix's illustrations and paintings. So, if you folks ever grew up with any of Beatrix Potter's stories, then you should definitely give this movie a watch. And be sure to have a tissue box with you because this film will give you happy tears. And hopefully soon this year, I'll get my chance to see Peter Rabbit's upcoming sequel. So, I give Miss Potter the highest rating of 100%. Miss Zellweger, Beatrix Potter would be proud of you. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me next time, where we take a look at an episode where Clover is a central character. Mustang Power.